Let's see.
Okay, gotta sign out, gotta sign out, gotta sign out. Oh,
Okay.
Okay, I'm just tweeting. Hold on.
You're good. I'm setting up GarageBand. Sure, you're welcome to, Fo.
What Lego demo?
Oh shoot, we downloaded the demo to the Lego movie. Or the Lego movie game.
What for which system?
We downloaded the demo for PS4.
If you don't mind, I'm telling everyone that we're broadcasting from the show floor.
Sure, Bill.
Just to trick people! No one's watching us
Sure.
anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, so let me know when you're ready to do recording clapping.
Okay, bear with me just a second.
You have to bear with hugs. God damn. Yeah, thank you for making time to record.
Yeah, I apologize for being squirrely about it.
No. Like I said, if anything, it was actually kind of cool that we recorded tonight because there was still one last bit of Nintendo news that didn't come through until literally just an hour ago. And it's not that super interesting. It'll be more interesting when the game they just announced actually comes out. But right now I'm kind of disappointed because it's not the Zelda 3DS remake I was hoping for.
No,
it's not the end of the world or anything like that.
No, I'm pretty sure it's the end of the world, Bill.
I know, it really is. This is truly worse than anything that happened in Children of Men.
Hey, Fo, do you mind turning the TV down?
No louder than your purring cat.
Okay, either turn it down or turn it up higher.
Can you just close the door?
The cats try to open it.
Oh, that's the thing.
I will, but the cats will come and try to bonk it open, and then we'll have that sound of knocking. So bear with me a second. Actually, hold on just a second. Foley, I'm gonna try and keep the door closed, so distract the cats, will you? What? Well, that way you can be as loud as you want. No, I turned it down. I was really just kidding. Well, you don't have to worry about it. It's okay.
What the hell was that? What the fuck are you doing over there? That was some Looney Tune quality bullshit.
Okay. Alright, I'm ready to do the GarageBand thing.
Oh, okay. hold on. I am actually writing a note to... There's a slim chance somebody might actually stop by the house to pick up a microphone while we're talking, so I'm just gonna write a note to JoJo real quick about that. Hello, one viewer. I'm sorry, we're going to start recording in just a second. We're just doing prep stuff real quick, which means pretty much Bill just writing a note to his housemate in case somebody comes by to pick up something real quick.
Hey, one viewer. Here, I'll distract you.
It's actually one viewer. What's the song to flash dance? Let's sing it all night long. Gonna show off our breasts to you today.
Here, one viewer. I'll distract you with the exciting town of Benton.
Oh, no.
Let's see. So, this lady is the sister to this lady. And they both grew up on a farm out in the territory. And this one was like, I don't want to be a farmer. I'm going to go sing in the big city because I got skills. And she got as far as the first train stop and ran out of money and wound up singing at a saloon, meaning hooking. But she sends letters back to her little sister saying how good everything is, and then her little sister shows up unexpectedly. So the madam of the saloon is this lady, and this lady is her muscle.
I'm done, but I'm just enjoying watching this, actually.
Let's see. Oh, this is Melvin, the sheriff, and his wife,
everybody.
Elva.
I didn't realize you'd actually gotten that far yet.
I haven't named everybody. This is pretty much it.
What's the wife's character's name?
Her name is Elva.
Elva? Where'd you get Elva from?
Melvin and Elva are named after Foley's grandfather, who actually was a sheriff. It was a sheriff and his wife in a small town.
Oh, so she really is Marty McFly then.
Yeah.
I just imagine her grandfather just being fully in chaps with a gun.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Well. So, okay, I'm ready to start recording GarageBand whenever you want. If you do 1, 2, 3, I'll start recording and then we'll do a clap.
Okay. Here, let me just check.
Whenever you will.
Okay, good.
Chicka-cha,
chicka-tawa.
Okay.
So are we going to do 1, 2, 3 and start and record on 3?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
All right, my friend.
Okay.
Oops, hold on, sorry. I pressed the wrong button. I got to. All right, here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And now on 3, let's make a sound. All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
3. Woo!
All right.
Have to record.
All right, friend, we're in business. Pull up show notes. All right, I'm ready when you are, my friend.
Okay, so yeah, so this week's so really is just gonna be quick E3 stuff.
Yeah, we'll just.
And yeah, anyone who's watching us, you're welcome to submit a question, Q&A stuff. If not, that's totally fine too.
How do they do the Q&A thing?
I do believe that on the events page there is a Q&A submission.
Oh, I see now.
Oh wait, do you see it? Because I can't see it.
Why is Bill a butt?
There we go. I actually have to click it to make sure that it actually pops up a thing to make sure that we see that. And now we've lost our one viewer, so
good.
We scared them off.
Excellent. So if you click the there's like a QA thing on the screen, and if you click that, it'll take you into it. I think people will see it if they're watching us. So.
Okay, this is the interface I've seen other people. Okay, when I've watched other people doing exactly what we're doing, that Q&A interface is what I've seen to ask questions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So
gonna talk about E3.
All right, here we go. All right. Hey everybody, welcome to the Boy Howdy podcast. I'm Annie.
I'm Bill.
we're here to talk to y'all here on a Wednesday, an unusual night for us to record.
The show floor of E3.
Excuse me. Here
so busy.
we are, of course.
Oh yeah, can you hear the tinkling of the glasses from the bar? Tick, tick, click, click. All the chatter. People making deals.
That's right.
Talking about why they can't put women in video games because it's too hard because titties are hard to render.
Bill, do you hear the zeitgeist synergizing?
I hear.
Do you hear it?
I hear the trucks handing out turkey legs for whatever medieval game that is handing out turkey legs at E3 this year. That's just a good thing because I know at PAX the last couple times it was PAX. Like, it's never the same game every year, but there's always some kind of medieval role-playing game that decides, okay, you know, we're gonna hand out like loaves of honey bread and turkey legs. Which, you know, no one's complaining. It's not a bad thing, but it's just kind of funny thing to hand out.
Yep.
So yeah, E3 2014 is, well, it's not over, but all the stuff that everyone cares about is over, and all the press conference is done.
The big announcements have been made, and now it's just time for everybody to go and actually partake of the things that have been announced.
Technically, 2015 E3 is just ended, for all intents and purposes. I mean, I knew going into this E3, everyone, that was the joke, everyone was talking about there's not going to be that much stuff announced for this year, but there was really very little shit that's actually coming out this year.
Yeah.
It is fucking slim pickings. This is the leanest fall I've seen, gotta be in like a fucking decade.
It's the leanest fall I've seen in many a year.
Yeah, so find a beard. No, but like, well, this is because everyone excuse just to play Dragon Age.
That's right!
Before Dragon Age 3 comes out.
I'm so excited because last night we watched a gameplay demo and Foley said the words I never thought I would ever hear her say.
What's that?
Quote, maybe we can play a Kunari. And I was like, yeah!
What the hell's a Kunari?
The Kunari, they follow the Kun. No, they're the big beast people.
They're the what people?
They're the big beast people.
Oh, is that the dude with the horns you were talking about?
Yeah, the Iron Bull, my future boyfriend. Yeah.
Would that not make any woman who play as him the Iron Cow?
He says, Patrick Weeks said in an interview that he'll hop into bed with anyone he thinks he won't break. Which will be my rogue dwarf lady. Oh, yeah.
So, wait, did we talk about this the other day about how I was talking with Leia Weathington about how she was trying to browbeat me into making sure...
Dragon Age 2.
So do you recommend I just skip the first Dragon Age and just go straight to Dragon Age 2?
We are recording on Wednesday.
Sunday.
On Sunday, we had this exact conversation. Bill, yes, you can skip.
Who should I play as in Dragon Age 3? That's good for me.
I'm excited because Foley is like kind of into playing a Lady Kunari, which I'm excited about. They're just big.
So you can't play as Lady Kunari. It's not gender specific. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, no, you can be male or female. Human, dwarf, elf, or Kunari.
What does a Lady Kunari look like? Is she like big and bulky too? Just with
this game will actually be the first time we see a Lady Kunari, and they do not look like the new Kunari.
It's just like the first time we saw, everyone was all hyped up about how we were going to see Lady Krogans for the first time, and it just turned out to be Krogans with like Tupperware on their heads.
Except that whereas like the Kunari dudes are like huge beast men, Lady Kunari just looks like a really ripped lady with horns. I'm actually.
So they went for the thing they didn't want to make. They didn't want to have like actual beast women. They still wanted there to become some kind of sexual appeal.
Yeah, they want to make sure you can still comfortably be okay with putting your dick in her. You know.
Well, that's the thing. That's I've seen that in a couple different video games where they like you kind of see the. I mean, they play on the thing that like the females are supposed to be smaller, but it's always
females.
They're females.
Yes,
they're so much of the females. But fucking females are hard to render in the last couple of days. God damn, I wish we could just retire the word fucking females, because it really does make everyone sound like a fucking Ferengi.
So, hey everybody, we're going to actually talk about the E3 news, because I am on vacation in 24 hours. And I'm having trouble. We've officially discussed 50% of the things that I give a shit about from E3 by mentioning Dragon Age. So
we do have a whole checklist of everything that got announced, though.
Bill
really wanted to get crazy about this.
Bill politely made a list, which is good because literally there were 3 things that perked up my ears at E3, and otherwise I just kind of blocked it out.
I wanted to make up a list and attach the release dates of everything interesting that got announced, just to get a picture of what it really does look like for the release calendar for the next year. And seriously, of like maybe the 2 dozen things we have on our list, maybe 3 of them are coming out this year.
Bill, isn't Entwined enough to satisfy you?
Which one's is there a demo for that?
I can't remember. I was watching the thing like, what if a hawk and a fish, they are separated by, and I'm sitting here going, I'd prefer this if this were a licensed Lady Hawk game.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's my one joke. I'm done. All right, everybody, we're going to go through publisher by, or like channel by thing.
We're so by thing. This. No, okay, so this list is broken down by the press conferences as they happen for like the last 2 days. Yeah.
That's better. The only one of these.
Andy, do you want to talk about the stuff you care about first, or should we get to that?
We'll go through it as we go through it. I'm not gonna say my thing. We already talked about Dragon Age, which means that when we get to Dragon Age, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna fuck a Kunari. Next point.
Okay.
So let's just do the thing.
Let's just
hey, everybody. We're going to start with Microsoft. Oh, I guess we should say this right now. Any of y'all who don't like video games, stop listening to this podcast. This is going to be 100%.
Oh, yeah, did we forget to mention that this is our E3 special where all we're going to talk about is E3?
We're only going to talk about the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Annie, what post E3 party are you going to go to tonight?
The one in my bedroom where I fold laundry into a suitcase so I can leave this town.
You're not going to have Foley dress up like Tin Schafer and ask her, so, about this Grim Fandango, what's going on with it?
Foley does have Sully cosplay, I'm just saying. So, that's how we do it. We young Sully it up in here. Alright, everybody. Hey, guys. Hey, friends. Hey, pals.
Hey.
Talk about Microsoft.
What Microsoft do?
Monsieur and Madame Microsoft announced a Call of Duty. We're all very excited about this. It's including grenades and jetpacks. Seriously, Bill.
No, you misread that. It does have grenades, jetpacks, but it has grenades with jetpacks. No fucking lie, you have grenades that have their own little baby jetpacks that go flying around chasing people.
That's exciting.
Which is actually, if you're gonna include anything new and stupid in new Call of Duty, that's not the worst idea to have.
Man, I feel bad for anybody whose job it is at Call of Duty, at like any of the Call of Duty teams, to be the innovator.
This is the one side of this is the Advanced Warfighter, or whatever the fuck they're calling it.
Sure.
And so this is the first game they've actually, all the Call of Duty games have always taken place a couple years in the future to excuse some of the more kind of like ridiculous like holographic technology they use on some of the guns. This is the first one that they've come out with which explicitly takes place. I think it takes whatever like it's very Titanfall in that you actually have jetpacks and you're actually kind of flying around and you have like instead of having multiple grenades, you have one grenade that you can digitally switch through different uses. And one of the uses is, you click on the grenade, throw it, and it flies around chasing people. So it's more science fiction-y. It's near future science fiction-y stuff. But, yeah. But it's still fucking Call of Duty, so who gives a shit?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. I clicked the Q&A things.
Yeah, Giant Bomb kicking our ass. We were going to try to take down Giant Bomb because they're having their E3 wrap-up tonight, too, right now as we're recording this. Even I kind of wish I was watching that instead.
Wait, you should have told me that you wanted to blow this off for Giant Bomb.
Annie, guess what? They do, like, literally every week of E3, about 40 hours of streaming. I can take 1 hour off.
Yeah, okay. Right.
You are talking to the McElroy brothers right now, though, so that's.
Oh man, okay. So was it for Ubisoft? The only one of these that I watched was a little bit of the Ubisoft presser and the Sony presser.
Yeah, because you were at work, right?
I was at work, and Mondays are our big reporting day. So from 7 in the morning to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I was in wall-to-wall meetings or preparation for meetings.
And that's when all this stuff happened was on Monday. Yeah.
I only got to watch the Ubisoft one, which was great because I watched it on Polygon, prefaced by Justin Griffin McElroy and Ben Katura. And I learned that Ben Katura comes off as the most fedora-doffing, milady douchebag possible.
I've never seen him in live footage. Because that's the stereotype of Ben Katura being well-meaning but insufferable douchebag.
By the way, I'm an idiot because it's not like I'm an eloquent, presentable person either. So anyway, hey. My point is, the McElroy brothers are adorable. Listen to Mabim Bam.
Your point is fucking
podcast.
Ben Katura, though? McElroy's fucking
Let me put it this way. I love the McElroys so much, but I stopped watching because I couldn't handle Ben Katura.
Oh, you mean you stopped watching Polygon stuff?
Yeah. Well, no, just their E3 coverage in particular. I'd be like, oh boy, the McElroys. Oh, sure. Okay. This is not interesting. You know what is interesting? Forza Horizon 2. which takes place in an open-world Italy, racing in the Alps, says Bill, September 30th.
I wrote all these notes to stream of consciousness while the press releases were going on, and I never went back to flesh them out, so Annie's just reading them raw, so it's going to be a little... But yeah, okay, so Forza 2 is cross-platform, which is weird because you'd think Microsoft would be trying to get everyone to get on the Xbox One thing, but no, there's going to be a 360 version, and it takes place in Southern Italy, or Southern Europe, which you have a game called Forza. It's going to take place in fucking Italy if you're calling it Southern Europe.
It's Forza.
But yeah, no, that's their open world racing game. It's not just like you're racing around in circles on a single track like normal. Like, it's not like trying to be their Gran Turismo. And the first Forza game was really fun because you like driving across deserts and shit like that. And, like the sun setting, there's like a 24-hour like day-night cycle, and it's like just really pretty.
Yeah.
Right, Annie?
Yes, I also enjoyed watching you play the Forza game for about 5 minutes before I lost interest because it's a driving game.
No, that was Forza 5. That was the crappy one. This should be the good one.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. So what else?
Bill, do any of the cars fuck the other cars?
I keep writing letters and they don't listen to me.
What kind of romance arcs are available?
And keep on complaining. It takes so much extra time and budget to sculpt a car vagina.
This is true. This is true. What, do you want the Lego Movie game?
Guess what?
What, Fully?
Emmett can't build the special things in the Lego game because he's not a master builder. So you have to find instructions for him.
That's actually really cute.
So he goes,
Foley, while we were recording this podcast about games of the future, is playing the licensed Lego Movie game. So she's
wonderful.
She's living life to the fullest.
Aww.
All right, friends, Forza Horizon 2, whatever. More importantly, let's talk about the sausage parade that is Assassin's Creed Unity. Next gen only, 4-player campaign co-op, October 28th. The big scandal this week has been that Ubisoft said that they could not create female characters because it would double the resources required to make them
Which, that's an agent excuse. This is not the first time anyone said that, but it's still fucking douchebaggery. Yeah.
Well, you know what the real reason is? What someone else, I think it was actually Justin McElroy.
Which actually this excuse does make sense, and he was
saying
it was weird that they did not this was not their default answer, but yeah.
It's almost like sometimes game developers aren't, PR.
I know.
Sometimes they're just dudes who program the games.
Yeah.
But anyway, or design the games, excuse me. But anyway, so Justin McElroy pointed out that when you are playing co-op, you are the male protagonist, and you perceive the other people as these other assassins, and they, in their game, are the protagonist, and they perceive... So
which
from
is
that
kind of a
aspect,
unique way to... Although... Are you just randomly hooking up with people who just happen to be hitting that campaign mission at the same time? So you're not like going unless you intentionally sit down with friends and say, okay, we're going to start with this campaign mission and go through this chunk of the game together. I guess you're randomly just kind of hooking up with different people as you go through each campaign mission.
See, as much as I think that is a cool idea, like campaign co-op for Assassin's Creed, I think that is a cool idea. I will never ever do it. So this is all very abstract to me.
Campaign multiplayer makes more sense like in like a first-person shooter where, this game where everything is, you have to have really smart co-op partners so they don't set off enemies. You have to play through. So you have to. This is a gameplay situation where you really have to trust the people you're playing with. Otherwise, you're going to want to strangle their asses. If you got pissed off playing New Super Mario Brothers with people who can keep from falling into the fucking pits, this is not for you because you're going to want to fucking eat their fucking faces off.
That's the nature of collaborative co-op of any
But
type.
especially this because, like I said, because like the stealth and you got to be very careful about sneaking past enemies. And if you're playing with one Bill Mudrin who just doesn't give a fuck and is just like farting around and shit like that, he's gonna keep on ruining your missions. So
or you can use that in your advantage, and the douchebag who just charges in like a bull in a china shop distracts the enemies while you go do your thing.
And there's another thing about it. They said the Assassin's Creed thing for Assassin's Creed Unity, they've changed it so the how you like. It's not so strict about how you lose. Just because you fuck up and alert somebody, that's not going to automatically end the mission. It's supposed to be more open-ended about the fail states of different missions, and it's supposed to be a lot more lax and more fun that way. Where yeah, just because you fuck up this one thing doesn't necessarily mean you can't come around and like come up with some kind of new idea on the spot about how to tackle some guy or get rid of this guy over here and do something. We'll see.
I know it's dumb, but being cynical about representation of females in Assassin's Creed game is hard for me to get indignant about because it's been literally the theme of Assassin's Creed since game 1.
Yeah.
So, and I'm mad at the Black Flag because it made me excited about Assassin's Creed again.
Yeah.
So, in summation,
the whole lack of playable female characters is extra weird because I already had one.
Yeah.
I think, if anything, I know supposedly this is supposed to be like a whole new Assassin's Creed engine and stuff like that, but you think you can at least port over some of even some of the basic animation assets for what's-her-face or something?
At the end of the day, game programming is weird and a dark art that I don't understand, so I won't presume to tell others how to do their job, but I can, as a consumer, just say it is bullshit.
And there's so many people working on it. That's the thing where they brag about how many people, how much money they're spending on these games backfires against them.
Exactly.
Because if they have that many people working on the game, spending that much money, there's no reason why they can't set aside a small chunk of change.
You have 9 teams. Which one is the broad squad?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And the alarming thing for me if these are brand new engines and this is a whole brand new console cycle, this is one of those things where if you don't have playable female characters from the start, especially when you're kind of restarting a series like this, there's less incentive with every game as every installment comes in to include that as a new thing. It just kind of becomes the new stand. I don't know.
Don't worry, Bill. They said in their press release apology that they can't wait for us to encounter all the strong female characters in this story.
Which in Assassin's Creed games are always like the brothel matron.
They use the phrase strong female characters. That was the best part. I can't wait for you to see all the tough chicks you can put your dick in. It's gonna be amazing. All right, everybody. Hey, what's next?
Monkey Pants.
Super nice graphic design and animation in Sunset Overdrive, coming out October 28th. I watched the trailer for this. I was really excited that we're finally going to get a game with a playable Poochie.
I never thought about that before. You were not wrong. I like that. You know what? Aside from however the game plays, I just really like the graphics and art style. There was somebody had posted a bunch of environmental assets from the game on Tumblr, just like little pictures.
Oh, it looks like a beautiful game.
Yeah, and these were just like garbage cans and like little food carts and stuff. Just not even as part of the background, but just showing off the assets like in a blank void. And just like it's almost kind of cartoony, almost kind of like gorillas.
Yeah.
You know, like the old was it Jamie Hewlett? Art style with kind of the big feet and stuff like that, and kind of cartoony animation and everything like that.
The art direction looks fun. You know, it does. I just don't want to kill zombies in a city where everyone is mutated because of a sports drink.
Yeah, it's funny because like the beginning of the trailer was all like, yeah, this is a whole new kind of gameplay experience. We're so bad and we're so irreverent and crazy, and then we're just fighting monsters and zombies again. It just seems like the fact that you're jet grind radioing around the world that's combining that with gunplay is kind of the new thing. But yeah, we'll see if it actually plays any good. But it looks pretty. And that's one of the rare Xbox exclusives that you got out there too. So
I really do like any game that doesn't go for the desaturated, dusty, grim, dark. So more power to them. I retract my sass. I don't want to play it, but that's okay. I don't own an Xbox. That's all good. Doesn't matter. It looks good. I hope you have fun playing it. Hey everybody, did you know that there is a bonkers, says Bill, 4-player Dead Rising 3 / Street Fighter Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition DX Plus Alpha DLC available now?
Yes.
Yeah, I said that with a breath.
What the hell?
That is its title. Look up the trailer. It's actually pretty goddamn cute.
Yeah.
So Dead Rising 3, which is I don't think Dead Rising games have ever had co-op before, but this is a brand new DLC that lets you play 4-player co-op. Seems to be its theme. Of course, the major theme of this year's E3 is everything not coming out until next year, 2016. The other thing seems to be 4-player co-op. So this lets you actually have 4-player co-op. Everyone is playing as a different hero from the past. Dead Rising games, but this one, the whole theme of this DLC, aside from 4-player co-op, is everyone is dressing up and fighting people from Street Fighter games.
Uh-huh.
And like the biggest, goofiest, cartooniest way possible. So you've got like your big masculine player character dressed up as like Chun-Li, doing Chun-Li moves like fighting zombies and stuff. The trailer looked very cute. Again, who knows if the gameplay's any good, but it looked very cute from the trailer. And it's also by Capcom, and this is the rare chance to see Capcom actually kind of being self-effacing about how ridiculous all their Street Fighter shit is.
Yeah.
This seems goddamn cute. Also, Conley, if you're still watching, yes, Google Hangouts did change the format again. These questions are the same as the comments. We're doing a Q&A thing on the Google Hangout as we're recording, and some of our viewers seem to be kind of confused, but we can see your comments.
Yeah, this really the whole reason why we're doing this Q&A thing as opposed to the comments feed is the comments feed we cannot see.
Yeah, Q&A actually pops up as we're recording. The old comment system, we actually have to click back to another screen just to see. Yeah. People's comments.
Basically, we're lazy, and I want to go pack for my trip. I'm already done with this.
Go play with your Legos. Oh, speaking of Legos, check this shit out. Oh, sorry for the people listening at home, but
Bill.
What is it? Is it Legos?
Yeah, it's a Lego.
It's Legos.
Legos.
Bill. So we were gonna record this last night, and I had to stop because I had to go run errands for doing for our trip.
Well, that looks like a midget.
We got you a present, Bill.
Oh no.
We got you.
What the hell is that?
We got you a Mixel pack.
Oh!
Little Mixel monster. So we were out running errands. We were by a Toys R Us.
Oh, thank you guys so much. That Mixel stuff looks so goddamn cute.
So you have one.
We're literally more excited about Legos than we are E3 right now during our E3.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, what else happened at E3 that Microsoft said? Well, Microsoft said that Fable Legends, yes, the 4-player co-op game, also a villainous 5th player can be a evil DM, will come out in 2015.
Yeah, so it's another Fable game. It looks terrible. The graphics look butt funky. It looks like an early generation 360 game. Which means to say it looks like a Fable game.
I was gonna say, I think it just looks like a Fable game. You know what? We have talked about this many times in the podcast. That Bill and I are assholes who actually care about Fable lore, and therefore we will forever be brokenhearted by.
Yeah, I do not give a fuck about a multiplayer Fable game.
Everything in the Fable franchise that is not Fable 2 will break our heart. That's pretty much
unless the playable Dungeon Master character is what's her face?
Hammer or Teresa?
Teresa, yeah, that would kind of make sense. If she's like an all-powerful, all-seeing character who's kind of like fucking up the other players, that would totally make sense.
Yeah.
If you can play as Hammer?
Man. No, but the funnest thing about Fable is being able to make your own characters and all your costumes.
I can see making playable characters, like customizing them could be fun too. Who knows? This game still has a year to come out. Maybe it could be cool, but just because it doesn't have Peter Molyneux, that's not necessarily a drawback, because Fable 3 was made by Peter Molyneux. That game sucked, so who knows? Who the fuck knows? I think one of the things is like I said, it's when you're playing as the Dungeon Master character, it almost seems like it turns the game into a tower defense game, except the people that you're defending your tower against are like live characters, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway. Fable.
I'm actually kind of glad it's not a Fable game that I don't care about because, again, don't own an Xbox One, so everything's coming up Annie.
Yeah!
Halo Master Chief Collection contains all the multiplayer maps from all the old games, and it comes out November 11th.
So this is just interesting because this actually, of all the video games that have ever come out in the last decade, this seems to be the only game that kind of rivals the Orange Box in terms of sheer amount of shit on there. This is was it 4? Yeah, it's the first 4 Master Chief games. That's a lot of stuff, and it includes all the multiplayer maps.
Yeah, I was gonna say over 100 multiplayer maps. That's pretty good.
If you still like fucking Halo shit, this is fucking Christmas. But if you're like the vast majority of people, you probably don't give a shit. But what's your sticker say, Annie?
This says, "Hi Sid, Papa loves you."
Okay. Yeah, Sid is watching. She says, "Hi Foley." Yes.
That's what's happening right now. We're very distracted and high energy because of our vacation, so we'll be on.
Yeah, Annie, I can't believe Annie's sacrificing time for her vacation to talk about it.
Hey, everybody. Cuphead 2015, Bill says evocatively.
I should have made you Google Cuphead before we started recording.
Annie,
in fact, actually right now, yeah, Google Cuphead.
Are you kidding me with this?
It's not going to be like a porn thing. Look at that shit.
Are you kidding me with this?
People at home, if you're listening to this and you have not seen Cuphead, just Google it. Again, we don't know if the game's going to be any good.
Holy, look at this. Are you looking at So this looks like
Oh God.
this looks like early animation.
Yeah,
Like
that's like early Fleischer Brothers.
Like down to the backgrounds.
Oh wow.
Whoever's doing it is doing a very good job.
Wow.
As someone who
Like,
created Anne
that
Frank
is-
Conquers the Moon Nazis, I salute these motherfuckers.
Wow.
So this came up. Microsoft just had a sizzle reel of some of the indie games that they're going to have in the next year, and literally they only showed 5 seconds of Cuphead gameplay during the middle of this, and just enough that like it caught everyone's attention because like no one was really caring about half these indie games because also half these games have come out on other platforms. But Cuphead was the one thing everyone watching home was like, "The fuck is Cuphead?" Because it didn't look like a game; it looked like a cartoon. And yeah, so this I don't know who the hell's making that game, but.
Why, Bill, it's being made by Studio MDHR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that studio. They also make my favorite party cups.
Yeah. Cuphead. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cuphead is my Transistor is all I'm saying.
Meh. Okay. I finished Transistor last night.
Katie's 2-star review of Transistor right there, huh?
Titillating
story, right?
Anyway, so continuing.
It's not like
Witcher 3.
Wait, what game?
Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Notes Bill equals Far Cry 3 plus Hunting Griffins ? February 24th, 2015.
I've already pre-ordered this $100 special edition.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear it.
I still have my blind buy $100 special edition for The Witcher 2, and I only played about an hour and a half of The Witcher 2. I played more than an hour and a half. Maybe it was like 3 hours, but I remember I got stuck on the first major boss battle and I never got past it. No, but Witcher 3, yeah, no, the big thing they're saying about The Witcher 3 is this game's open world, and people are specifically comparing it to Skyrim. Well, just because it's multiplayer, or not multiplayer, but open world, medieval.
Yeah.
Bullshit. And you're hunting monsters and stuff like that. And yeah, the one gameplay thing they did show at E3 was you are playing. What's the main character's name? Geralt.
Oh, Geralt.
Geralt.
Yes, that is
yeah, it's just him fighting.
Is it with a T?
Yeah, I think so.
Geralt.
Yeah, he's fighting a griffin and he cuts off its head and he goes to take it to like sell the head at some town or something like that. But looks pretty. Looks cool. I don't know. More Witcher.
More Witcher. And unexpectedly, Crackdown 3, Xbox exclusive multiplayer campaign, Red Faction style destruction ? Rumored 2016 release date.
So you never played Crackdown at all?
I played it with you when we lived together, Bill. You remember playing Crackdown with me, your friend Annie?
Did we have fun?
We had a lot of fun playing Crackdown, Bill.
Is that sarcastic? I can't tell anymore.
No, I enjoyed Crackdown, but it was just like it was something again that I enjoyed for about 15 minutes, and then I enjoyed Crackdown more when it was called Saints Row 4.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna. Yeah, Saints Row is really kind of the major competition with this. Well, it's rumored not to even be, this is actually supposed to be a 2016 title, and it's weird. It looks like, at least in this trailer, which was all kind of pre-rendered, well, not pre-rendered, but it was definitely, this is one of the many trailers that came out that had a little thing at the beginning saying this is conceptual alpha footage, so they're not even pretending it was in-game stuff. But yeah, it seems like the focus of this game is. It's destructible environments because it's about two dudes trying to take down like this office tower building, and you're actually just destroying the tower just like you would in Red Faction, which everyone was saying like if you had THQ published both games, but they were not made by the same studio, I don't think. But everyone was talking about, man, if you could take like Red Faction destructibility and put it in a kind of game like Crackdown, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
If they could actually pull that off for Crackdown 3, that'd be fantastic. But we'll see. That game's 2 years away. That game could be completely fucking different. Who the fuck knows?
It's gonna be a visual novel. That's Annie's prediction. Putting that in ink. All right, everybody.
Thank you, Jean-Ralphio.
That gotta be the support. That was Microsoft.
My sister's a horrible person.
So, in other news, EA announced a whole bunch of sports games that Bill did not even note in passing.
Wait, who did?
EA. They talked mostly about sports games.
What fucking sports games do you care about?
There's like some fucking golf game that's like has fantasy courses now. It looks like fucking hot.
Yeah, did they do some like FIFA shit too?
Probably. Who cares?
Hey, guess what? Hey, who's our English listeners?
Guess
FIFA.
what? Sports.
Guess what? Football. Football.
Apparently, there's some sort of World Cup going on now or something. I don't know. Anyway, EA.
Are we going to do live commentary for the World Cup?
Game on. It's going to be just as insightful as our gaming commentary.
Can we just pick 2 random Quidditch teams and swap out the names of the actual countries for the Quidditch teams?
How does this game work? Hold on, let me Wikipedia it. No, you're wrong. Hey, EA said Star Wars Battlefront. Guys pillaging Lucasfilm archives. Bill said humorously.
Man, you know
2015.
I just realized if this year was the year of E3, just where everything was just punted to 2015, next year is going to be the year of nothing but everyone just announcing Star Wars games.
Yeah.
I just realized, like, with the new movie coming out next Christmas. Oh man, that's pretty rough. But yeah, so the only Star Wars related stuff was, Star Wars Battlefront. Which have you ever heard of the Battlefront games or played them at all?
Yeah.
It's the war games.
Yeah.
It's just they're just coming out with a new one, and rather than showing off any footage, they should show the Battlefront team just going through the Lucasfilm archives for research stuff. Which is funny because Amy Hennig just tweeted the other day that she had just gotten back from a research reconnaissance mission to the Lucasfilm archives. So
pretty good.
Star Wars.
More importantly, they talked about Dragon Age Inquisition, dragon slaying footage, and party member trailer coming out October 7th.
So was that? I saw people trying to figure out, like, it's funny because I was watching the EA conference with the Giant Bomb guys, and the Giant Bomb guys know as much about Dragon Age as I do, and they were like, there's a character everyone liked called Morgan. Is that supposed to be Morgan? She's supposed to be, is that her?
We got to see a glimpse of Morgan, Cassandra, and Varric in this trailer, but the focus was my future boyfriend, the Iron Bull. Sarah, a Dalish elf. I'm assuming she's Dalish. I don't know. Maybe she's a city elf. I don't know. And who else did they talk about? They talked about Blackwall, possibly also my future boyfriend, a Grey Warden. They talked about Vivian, who is some sort of Orlesian mage. All sorts of things that Bill is personally and emotionally attached to.
Aside from Morgan?
Oh, excuse me. Foley points out that she's from the Tevinter. Excuse me.
Are these all new characters?
You're a royal bitch. Probably.
Yeah, she's probably gonna be. That's like they're like the big bad mages.
Have they announced what kind of gameplay this game's supposed to have? Like if it's supposed to be more open world or what's going on? Or
yeah, they've shown trailers. They've said there's one environment in the game that it's all big explorer. You can climb mountains and do all that shit. And there is literally one map in the game that's bigger than all of Dragon Age Origins combined.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing they have to lean on is trying to explain to people like, no, it's not going to be as environmentally recycled as the last game.
And that kind of conversation doesn't interest me because I like Dragon Age.
Well, the only gameplay video they showed, though, was just, like, there was no talking or anything like that, so you can't see what conversations were like. It's just fighting a dragon, and you can see that you could lock onto its, like, front leg and just beat it up.
Bill, they're not going to show dialogue trees.
You think as much as people love this shit, maybe not at E3.
They showed a glimmer of it. They showed, like, there was a gameplay thing that they did with, like, on Twitch stream or whatever, and they showed, like, a dialogue option thing, but they're not going to focus on that shit because people don't care. People want to say, excuse me, I want to have a strategic view. I would be able to walk combat and do things that I like with things. They don't want to see the romancing or the dialogue or anything like that. That is not a sexy feature to sell.
I'm just saying, I call this shit DRAGGIN''age.
You're very funny, Bill.
Wagga wagga wagga.
How long have you been working on that joke, Bill?
I just came up with it now.
Alright, that's pretty good. Yes, Conley, Liliana was in the trailer too, that is correct. There were technically 2 trailers released. There was one during the Microsoft conference that had the male Inquisitor voice. There was one during the EA conference that had the female Inquisitor voice. So it's cool that they were showing that sort of equal thing. It's pretty good.
Oh, she was a hunky,
she was
Qunari.
Well, no, that was on the Twitch stream. On the Twitch stream, they showed an Inquisitor that was a female Qunari.
My favorite response to the Dragon Age news was Phil Theobald on Twitter. As soon as they started showing the Dragon Age stuff, he tweets, "I did not expect the Dragon Age Inquisition," and that made me laugh way harder than it should have.
Yes, much harder than it should have.
It was hilarious. The way he typed it. It was so sublime. It was perfect. It was great.
I really like you describing this tweet you saw, Bill.
His delivery is immaculate. He is the Bob Hope. No, not even the Bob Hope. Who's the guy who did Newhart? He's the Newhart, Bob Newhart of Twitter. You don't have to hear the other side of the conversation. You just.
Hey, do you know what else EA said?
Yeah,
EA
what I have to
said,
say?
they said they're making a Mass Effect.
Question mark?
They showed conceptual footage of a new Mass Effect, and they said that it will be a totally different, like, a different time, a different place.
They showed, like, a rock. Like, seriously, it was like an open field with like a rock in the middle of it saying, this is, we're working on Mass Effect.
2 rocks, they showed an armor, and they showed a shouting Krogan. What else do you need, my friend?
They have not come out with any more details about when this game is supposed to take place or anything like that.
No.
That's all we know is that there's a rock and a screaming Krogan.
Oh, Bill. They just said that they're working. I think their Montreal team. Conley can chime in and correct me here. Their Montreal team is working on a new Dragon Age game, or excuse me, Mass Effect game, while the Edmonton team is currently working on new IP, which apparently they said is a more contemporary context. So we'll see. We'll see what the future brings.
Oh, that's right. They did say that. Which actually, Dragon Age or BioWare actually working on a quote-unquote contemporary role-playing game would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be gritty Earthbound, but I can...
They're working on Shenmue 4.
Don't even joke. Actually, well, they already did. What was the Kung Fu game they did do that everyone hated?
Jade Empire.
Yeah! Maybe it's Jade Empire just takes place in modern day. Oh, that'd be awesome. You actually go to, like actual modern-day China. Oh, no, man. Now I'm actually excited for this version of their contemporary role-playing game that doesn't actually exist.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm also excited for your fanfiction game, Bill.
Imagine the conversation trees you could have with, like, the ticket lady.
According to Bill...
At the airplane.
Bill says, open quote, Mirror's Edge 2 looks just like Mirror's Edge 1 so far. No date, close quote.
It does. They literally talked about Mirror's Edge 2 for about 2 seconds, and everything they showed, it literally looked like... If they had not said Mirror's Edge 2, it looked like some kind of footage they could have released from Mirror's Edge 1 like 5 years ago. It was really confusing.
That world and that design was so deliberately without color and like simplified that I could see how that'd be hard to like iterate on in a way that looks distinctive and new.
Well, I also wonder if it's just still early enough in that game that maybe they're just using kind of like Mirror's Edge 1 assets for just like kind of like, because they were just showing a little bit of the combat. No, they didn't show you actually using guns, but again, you were kung fuing guys and disarming them and stuff. But yeah, you were on a rooftop, so everything's all white in color, which that's fine. I'm fine if Mirror's Edge 2 just looks like a more detailed version of Mirror's Edge 1 with like, very bright colors and stuff like that. But it really did not look any different from the first game, just from that one.
What do you expect from like a 15-minute teaser as a sequel?
What do you expect? You think if they're going to come out and actually show footage of their new game, it would at least look like visually identifiably different from
People don't want different, dude. They want if I play the desaturated man shoot, I want to see more desaturated man shoot. No. I'm just saying. They tried different with Dragon Age 2, and that didn't work out for them.
I'm not sure, too. Yeah.
You bitches want more of the same? Here's more of the same. In other news.
It's literally just cut and pasted from the previous game, yeah.
I love that. I actually watched the Ubisoft conference, and Bill noted the only thing that I missed because I was in the bathroom. And it's the only part of the conference that I actually would have wanted to see.
You missed this?
I missed this one part because I had to go, or no, I was at work and someone interrupted me with a question, so I looked away. Work, whatever. Anyway, they showed a little trailer for Valiant Hearts, which is their World War I game.
It seems like you're playing as Are you playing as the dog, or is the dog just a narrator?
The dog is one of the playable characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what? Watching that trailer, I felt for the first time really kind of weird about Valiant Hearts. I don't know.
How so?
I don't know. I mean, there's always the thing with war games that are kind of inherently disrespectful, and I don't know. Like, there's something about it. I don't know. I'm really excited about it. The art direction looks beautiful, and I love World War I and all that. And
the trailer was very specifically had a lot of footage of like freshly dug graves of World War I, people having just died, and it's imagine if they made a game like that about Vietnam, like a couple decades from now. It'd be like a little weird where, it's Joe from Minnesota. He's gonna die in this game, but his player class is that he's got a magical light that lights the way, or it's a little.
I mean, you can make the argument that at least they're trying to show the ramification, like the reality of that experience, as opposed to just some sort of glorified gung ho sort of.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel I feel a little weird about it. Even as I'm going to buy it day one and it looks beautiful and I'll probably really enjoy it, there's a part of me that felt like it's just a little disrespectful.
Especially in a game like that where like the narrator is a dog. It just seemed a little... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
It seemed a little Kingdom Hearts.
That's my insightful commentary about a game I'm really excited about. I'm going to buy it.
I'm kind of a confused shrug of,
Sony...
Yay!
Another one that I actually watched. Destiny has an alpha this week.
And by alpha, it's just going to be like if you register, you can actually play some of the bit of the multiplayer demo.
So it's not a beta; it's an alpha.
It's if it's being released to the public, there's no way it could actually be an alpha. It's just their way of saying this is what you can play before what they call the beta comes out a couple weeks before the game. It's just industry fucking bullshit. But it's a multiplayer demo that's going to go on for 3 days this weekend.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I registered for it. I'm not very excited about that game just because nothing about the game seems really interesting, but I did register. I'm kind of curious to see what it plays like in the flesh. So
yeah.
We'll see. But yeah.
In other news, Sony talked about a special team of graduates from various gaming programs that were given a game to develop. It is called Entwined. Fish and Bird meets Rez, notes Bill. Available now for $10.
And Fish and Bird being Fish and Bird, that's an old story just about like how lovers can't get together. It's like one person's a fish and one's a bird, and
you can just say Lady Hawk, Bill. I'll understand
Lady
it.
Hawk. Entwined already has a better soundtrack than Lady Hawk.
I'm disconnecting right now.
But that was one of the few things at any of the press conferences where they were like, now it's available right now, and no one clapped. It was kind of a little bit embarrassing, and it didn't seem like anyone gave a shit. But whatever. Entwined.
Oh, Bill. Oh, baby.
I just recorded live. What I saw live on the show floor while sitting next to Jeff Gershman.
Conley says that she thinks Destiny looks like a lot of fun. She registered for the alpha. So.
Okay, well then we can play together.
That's right. Well, maybe she doesn't want to play with you, you negative Nelly.
Conley,
Here's why this game looks dumb. I don't like it.
Conley says that because she's got those giant hooks for hands, and so she needs to use her special controllers, and so she has to really be hopeful about everything being fun.
Bill,
because
you know what's
little in life
really
can
funny?
be fun when you've got giant hooks.
Making fun of disabled people. That's really funny, Bill.
Did you see Hugh Jackman as dressed up as Blackbeard for the Pan movie?
No.
He shaved his head and he's got a little goatee.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Thanks.
He actually looks a little bit like Kip, which is kind of extra. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Sony also talked about the next phase of their girl DLC, Infamous First Light. Play as an electric lady, notes Bill. August 4th. You get to play as Fetch from Infamous Second Son.
Oh, so she's a pre-existing character?
Yeah. She's a secondary character in Infamous.
Her character name is Fetch?
Yep.
Oh, that's a video game name.
Ain't it though? She's voiced by Laura Bailey, and therefore I am fond of her.
I also like the fact that you can download this without actually owning the actual game. It's just like
it's standalone DLC.
You said you bought the Infamous, right?
Yeah, I'll loan it.
I might have to borrow yeah. You know what? We need to take advantage of the fact that Sony lets us trade games.
That's right,
we were so worried about this exactly a year ago. The last E3 was worrying whether or not we'd be able to, sell used games or borrow games. You need to take advantage of that.
Yes.
The end. That's the end. That's my Crispin's Day speech about, hey, I should borrow more games off you sometime.
I like it.
Okay.
And they also announced Little Big Planet 3. Now play as different sock critters. Ooh, and it's not developed by Media Molecule. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not. I wonder what Media Molecule is doing, because you'd think Tearaway did so badly for them. You'd think anything to keep those guys employed. I don't know. That's the most interesting thing about this for me.
This looked advanced enough that I can't imagine. I mean, they probably were like, we're gonna do a different thing like a while ago. So
maybe they're doing a Tearaway MMO. Did you see people talking about? Somebody suggested that the Grimfin. We'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead.
Let's see. Oh, that's coming out in November. Bloodborne, a.k.a. Project Beast, exclusive to PS4, it seems. Spring 2015. Bill, here's my joke about Bloodborne. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Bloodborne, more like blood bored. Because I'm not
Yes, I
interested in
believe
this
you.
game.
Any game from the Dark Souls people, I could totally empathize with people going, who gives a shit? But yeah, no, it's Dark Souls, guys. Except now it's like in a city and you have a shotgun. So.
You didn't put the order that they put in the Order 1885 trailer in here. Are you not excited about that game?
Oh no, we just knew that existed. Also, that got delayed to next year, so who gives a shit? That game does look really pretty, though.
I like chops and uniforms. Therefore, I like this game.
That's the first game that I've actually looked at and thought, okay, that actually looks like next gen. That's the first time I've looking at that, assuming the game actually does look like that when it's actually released. That's the first game that seems like I kind of got that Gears of War moment where I was like, oh, that actually looks like something that you couldn't render on a previous generation console.
Yeah, yeah.
Even that's only just because everything is so nice and foggy and kind of. I don't know, kind of cryptic looking. But I still wish that shit wasn't cyberpunk bullshit. I wish it was more straight up Victorian historical stuff, because like you have characters. It's supposed to be, it takes place in the year 1886, but you still have characters running around with like radios and shit. Just because those are the tropes of co-op shooters.
You're absolutely correct. I need my game in which I shoot vampires and werewolves to be as realistic as possible.
But it could be more.
Bill, video games, my son. Video games. Hey everybody, did you know that there's Far Cry 4 starring evil villain Gay Panic? It involves multiplayer wingsuit helicopter elephant mountain action. Notes Bill, November 18th.
People have joked that he's actually just the evil twin of Buddy Cole from Kids in the Hall, that's not wrong either. Which is kind of similar character, Gay Panic, yeah.
Did you see his name is Pagan Vin or something like that?
What?
Pagan Vin. I swear to God, that's his name.
They're trying way too hard to do the replicate. Did you see the actual trailer, the gameplay footage they showed at the conference?
Yeah. Yes.
He's another psycho. What was the name of the bad guy from the last game?
I liked Voss, actually.
No, Voss was cool, but this new guy seems to be the exact same thing, where he's this crazy guy with his gang of renegade thugs out in the middle of nowhere fucking up people, and then you're sucked into his circle of evil.
If this game is anything like Far Cry 3, it will be fun in spite of its writing and story.
Well, so you have wingsuits, and you can trick elephants into fighting for you, and you're like jumping off of mountaintops, like in the Nepal mountains, and it looks really gorgeous. It seems like it may actually be the most. That's kind of the highlight. That I'm kind of looking forward to that game more this fall than anything else.
Well, the big thing about Far Cry 4, which Feeding Frenzy 91, our dear friends, notes, is that it has co-op. So it's like a co-op-y game. You can play with a pal. Yeah. No, Bill, did you not pay attention? The whole point is that in the main campaign, your friend can hop in and help with you. Did you realize
didn't know I was sleepy.
Oh, Bill.
So we can both fight Gay Panic together.
That's right, Bill. You and me.
Annie, which one of us is going to hold Gay Panic down? Which of the other one's going to hit him in the head with a stick?
Anyway, Far Cry 4 is going to be beautiful. You're going to shoot things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Graham Fanjuzigo, Bill notes.
I figured that was more appropriate for your response for the news about.
They did announce that Sony is working with Disney, and through Disney, therefore, the remnants of LucasArts games, to do a HD remake of Grim Fandango. Mm-hmm. Double Fine will be involved. It's going to be all Tim Schafer's input and whatnot. It's going to be... this is one of the most important games.
Anything about how it looks or anything, right? Or
they just said that it's happening. They very clearly didn't have much because they had an elaborate charade around it. So, before we move on from Far Cry 4, real quick, thank you, Feeding Frenzy 91, for being the actual news providing source in this. What they announced that was really cool about Far Cry 4 is that if your friend wants to play with you, they don't even have to own the game.
Okay, we're now Feeding Frenzy is now they're getting a producer credit on the podcast. Hannah Groff, she's our caterer. This really is our we don't have fans or listeners. We just have other crew members.
Exactly.
Really.
But no, Far Cry 4, that should be pretty cool. But
I'll play. Do you think you'll buy it, Annie? Because I would love to play that with you.
I'm not gonna play it with anybody, dude. I don't like playing games with people. I don't.
But what if I steal the elephant? It's funny.
See, that is why I don't want to play with you, my friend.
Like, I'll only start a little fire and only drive us off a cliff a couple times.
Anyway,
yeah, Grim Fandango.
Yeah, Grim Fandango. This is something that I never in a million years would have thought would really happen. This is one of the most important games to me. It's really hard to play because it is an early 3D PC game, and so it's therefore very hard to keep playable. And the fan community has done a lot to make that happen, but it's just hard to get it actually to function on a modern PC. But, I am delighted by this. This is a huge, huge deal if you're a big old dork like me and Conley. I burst into tears. I cried so hard that Foley started crying just because I was crying. I barely have the words to express the gratitude.
So were you saying it's a pretty good game?
It's a pretty good game. It's one of those, I don't know, it's one of those games that hit me at a very particular moment in time, you know? It's like saying Super Mario 3, was that a good game? It's like, yes, it's a good game, but it's also that it was a very important game in the moment of time that it came out. Mm-hmm. So, Grim Fandango, there's nothing like it before or since. So, I'm excited about sharing it with my wife.
Man, so yes, it's been suggested that if they're gonna, because they're gonna have to build the game from the ground up again, if they gave it like a tearaway style, like paper cutout kind of handcrafted look.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like almost like stop motion animation, 3D.
That's not what the game looks like, though.
No, but I'm not saying everything looks like it's made out of cardboard, like it's like, but you know what I mean. That kind of like. If it looked like a Rankin Bass thing.
You have not played the game.
I've seen footage.
You have seen footage. Fuck you. You've not played the game. That it is a particular kind of 3D is a thing. And there is a moment when Manny... The reason why I make that face in particular is there's a moment when Manny goes to the real world.
Yeah.
And it has a very deliberate visual look that would be undermined by undoing the 3D. It is very important that the 3D Day of the Dead stuff looks more quote-unquote real than the real stuff. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. It would look like a photorealistic, like almost like little handmade figures and stuff.
I'm saying real, dude, real.
Like an actual, like a physical skeleton walking around.
No, it's like
a head.
The reality of the game. All I'm saying is that if you change the artistic direction, you're changing the game. At that point, it's not.
And I'm just saying that you're being very, very Ken Levine about this. I'm very confused by your vision for this.
It is like saying. When you play, that is like to a nerd. When they remade the Secret of Monkey Island games, they re-released those. They still kept the original mode because the original mode is the original game.
Oh yeah, you keep the skeleton. You just put a prettier skin on it. Yeah.
But the prettier skin is fine for a new person who's newly coming to it. But that is not the game. You know, that's the new thing. When I want to play the game, It's like saying, well, let's just do Super Mario 3, except let's just use the fucking Smash Brothers models. It won't matter. I'm just saying, it's not to change the game. It is no longer the game. But you have to
make it look a little bit different, because if they just re-render it at higher resolution, it's going to look like a CGI Listerine commercial from like 1992.
It's a game from 1998, Bill.
Yeah, but you're going to try to sell this to people who have never played this before? The vast majority of people who are going to buy this game are going to be people who have not played this before. Yeah, you have to try to make money off of this.
And that is why, like with Secret of Monkey Island, they still have that original
Star Wars, where you're so close to it, you can't even see... Okay.
No, Bill, I understand why you, as a person who's not played Grim Fandango, and I get your straw man argument that to market it to a consumer, it has to look like a thing. I'm just telling you that is not what I want.
I'm just saying it's got to look better. It can't look like it did.
Well, of course, asshole. No, Bill. They're gonna come with like a CRTV monitor to play it on.
Yeah.
Like they're going to glue a mouse to your hands and keep.
I'm saying you're getting at my suggestion that they make it look better.
Well, no, I'm getting upset at your suggestion that they make it look different, that they go with an entirely different artistic direction.
No, but I'm just saying, no, it would still look the same. Characters will look the same, but just like, but if you're gonna have, if you're gonna make it look like a kind of photoreal, like kind of like in a Little Big Planet kind of way, where you might have realistic. I don't know. Yeah, either go cartoony or more realistic. It's you kind of have to do something with that art style.
Conley points out in the comments, and I'm going to voice this comment because I agree, the art style still looks gorgeous and holds up. Shut up, Bill. And I'm going to go with that.
Grim Fandango is the single most formative piece of media I've experienced in my life.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Bill, you may as well tell me that they need to take, or I may as well tell you that they need to take out that crappy Millennium Falcon and make it look like something cool in 3D, like that's really cool and rendered that I believe a space pirate would ride. because that little shitty little model.
If they made it like Treasure Planet, where everyone's got bandanas and jetpacks.
Exactly. So anyway, we're gonna continue on because Grim Fandango is gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna buy it, and I feel way too emotionally invested in it to have any conversation about it with you, Bill Mudrick.
Sometimes we've been talking about this for 5 minutes, and you have not tried to like hop on a bus and try to shoot my ass.
Exactly.
So that's actually that we're making progress as friends, just even right there.
That's right. Feeding Frenzy 91 continues to be my friend by voicing. They really want to go old school. Have the console hook up through your cable, and you play either on channel 4 or 3. You got it, friends.
For Grim Fandango, what was the thing they packed in the game to make it so that what was their anti-piracy measure?
At the time, it was a CD game, so it wasn't really a thing that people could copy easily.
Oh, okay. It didn't have.
That was later than that whole thing. There was no pack-in sort of thing.
Do you think they could?
All right, friends, we're gonna move on.
Oh, okay, I was just gonna ask if you think they could bring back voice actors or to re-record voices and like maybe higher quality.
And it's not. I'm not gonna have this conversation.
Well, that's the thing. Again, with this being like a 25-year-old game, the sound sample stuff may not hold up.
Man, Sky.
Okay.
Exclusive to PS4?
Yes, it is.
Release date.
Have you seen what No Man's Sky is about?
I watched the Sony presser, so I did see this.
Okay, yeah, that's the procedurally generated thing where you're exploring both planets and outer space.
Yeah, it looks like a neat thing.
I don't know how this is a thing that they can produce, because it seems like the universe would have, like what they're talking about, the universe would have to be so big where you're gonna have thousands of people on the same server exploring the same universe together, and like literally like thousands of planets, and I don't know. We'll see. This is there's no release date for this yet. I'm still wondering if the game comes out, and it's not half the game that they're promising. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, though.
It's like a 4-man team too. It's like
that's the confusing thing. It's like Annie, we could be making half of No Man's Sky right now, and also promising that this is going to be like. Well, and it's interesting. Well, I mean, Sony must have seen something they liked if they sign an exclusivity deal.
Yeah,
guys. So, and these are also the same guys. Their shit got flooded out like last January, and they said actually all their work on the game had been destroyed. So they must be doing pretty good if they managed to rebuild all that stuff in just a couple months.
Then during the Sony presser, there was a way too long interlude in which they talked about non-games. One of the non-games they talked about was the exclusive Powers TV show, free to PlayStation Plus members. They had Mr. Brian Michael Bendis on to chat about it at length.
Poor Bendis, man. That's when that press conference just took a fucking nosedive, because he was on there. It seemed like he was on there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
he to say.
Yeah, well, it's not just that. I'm excited about the Power show too. I've read Power since issue 1, and I've been following the development of the show for years now. So I'm excited it's finally happening. But yeah, poor Bendis. It's like being at a dog show and being part of like the award ceremony and then having an interlude to talk about your cool cat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He showed up in what seemed to be his coolest suit, but it kind of just made him look like the Kingpin.
Oh, Bill.
And like it was just funny because I love Bendis. I've stepped on his foot in line at movie theater shows and stuff like that. He seems like a good guy. Everyone loves Bendis, but yeah, it was kind of just a bad venue for that.
I did not envy him.
Have they announced like who's going to be in the show?
They said they're going to start talking about stuff soon.
They should, because if the show's supposed to start, they said December it's supposed to start airing. So
they're talking about how it's going to start shooting like in a month. So
yeah.
I'm confused a little bit because there was already a pilot for the Powers TV show. It was originally going to be on FX.
Yeah.
And FX had it in development for years, and I presume that's not the same. It's not the same crew or anything. So I don't know anything. So anyway, I will watch it for free.
Feeding Frenzy 91 says No Man's Sky had dinosaurs. That's all I need. And then Conley Smith says, Bill, nope.
We really don't have to read every comment.
I'm just figuring if we're in the effort to set up the Q&A, these people are watching us, we could actually interact with them.
Keep in mind, friends, that any comment you make, Bill will read in its entirety. Bill, go ahead and read the next comment from Feeding Frenzy 91.
Feeding Frenzy 91 says, Bill, you are so sexy. Your nipples must taste like candy. I love you.
Wow, Feeding Frenzy 91.
See, Feeding Frenzy says, what are you talking about? That was some go to the kitchen and make some food time. Good thing Sony was considerate, and that would get hungry. LOL. See, that's not true. I mean, that's not wrong. For like a 2-hour press event, it's nice to program in the middle like a good half hour of shit that does not matter to anybody.
They did also announce, or talk a little more about, I should say, about the PlayStation TV, a product that I believe only my wife and I are in the market for, and no one else.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, it's basically, it's essentially, imagine an Apple TV, only instead of pushing information from your computers or your Apple devices, you can push information from your Vita, you can stream content from your PS4, like with Remote Play on the Vita. You can when they release this PlayStation Now stuff, you'll be able to play your PlayStation Now games using the PlayStation TV, using either a DualShock 4 or 3.
They've not announced what games are going to be out for PlayStation Now, right?
They have not.
Oof. Okay, yeah.
So they've just said that it's a chance for them to leverage their robust back catalog.
Hannah, I am confused too. I have no idea if new questions show up at the top or bottom. They seem to be doing it randomly. Anyway, yeah.
That was...
Sorry for people listening at home who aren't part of the Q&A. This is the first time we've messed with this Q&A thing, so we're trying to figure it out ourselves for the first time. And Bill's easily distracted like a dog.
I was going to say, this is why we shouldn't do this.
Annie, you can host next time. Annie, you can host in the future, so we don't have
the thing is that I can see QA too, my friend.
Okay.
Button that you can unclick, Bill, and then you won't see it anymore.
So you know that Feeding Frenzy does not think my nipples taste like candy.
I am on to you, my friend.
Now I am embarrassed.
Hey, they announced the release date for the Last of Us PS4 up-res beautiful thing. So when you hear me weeping, no matter where you are on the planet Earth, when you hear me weeping uncontrollably on July 29th, that is why.
Unfortunately, the release date is not tomorrow, but what are you going to do?
I didn't. Yeah.
There was that. Yeah, I don't see how they could have dropped a game like this in the middle of this week. But hey, it's coming out next month. The trailer actually had all the deal. It seems like it has all the DLC from the.
They announced that it would have all the DLC from the game before Bill.
So, man, that should be fun.
We talked about this on the podcast because you were talking about how, they should integrate Left Behind into the core game.
Why? They're crazy if they make Left Behind a standalone thing. How you want to place a bet?
We have talked about this.
I
will, Bill.
Left Behind DLC is just integrated into the main narrative.
I bet you $50 it is not, because it would break the main scenario if you put it in there.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
$50.
50. Yeah, okay.
Boy Howdy Nation, you witness $50. It will not be part of the main campaign.
Yeah, we'll figure out the hard way.
It would break the whole flow of the game.
Narrative.
It would break the flow of the game. The whole flow of the game would fuck
it
up.
Video games last 12 hours long. Few video games have a flow that actually makes any sense.
There is no such thing as a flow or any sort of tonal cadence of video games. No.
Neil Druckmann himself said that it's not to be played unless the entire single-player game has been played.
Yeah, but Bill is proposing that they are going to put it into the game as part of the re-release. No, and that's why Bill is going to pay me $50 in 2 months.
$5.
And I said 50, motherfucker, because that's how strongly I feel about it.
Okay.
Start doing some freelance.
Yeah, Bill. Just saying, motherfucker, you're going to owe me $50.
Everyone wants me to draw them RoboCop having sex with the unicorn. I'm open for that right now.
Hey everybody, did you know that Grand Theft Auto 4 is going to be on the PS4 this fall?
Yeah, you get to see that crazy guy be crazy guy in Super HD now. Yeah.
That's going to be a thing that happens.
I'm kind of vaguely tempted because that's a really cool
GTA 5. Fully don't... Stop correcting me, woman.
It's almost like you don't care.
It's almost like...
Wait, what did you call it?
GTA 4.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't even notice
Nico Bellic will return to the PS4.
Man, I wish for the remake, if there was an option that let you just pretty much play the whole game, like, essentially, read the game that, like, oh, you've completed the game, just run around freelance stuff, that'd be great.
What game were they talking about where you'd be able to import your saves regardless of which console?
Yeah.
That was a baller move.
Was that? I think that was GTA 5. They were talking about their online. Yeah, but that was only for the online. The GTA Online.
Oh, it was the multiplayer component. But still, that's a cool thing.
Yeah,
that's a cool thing. And it was pretty baller. They're like, yeah, you can import your characters from the PS3 or the Xbox 360. I liked that. Anyway. Finally, we did get to see a tiny, tiny little nothing teaser of Uncharted 4: Thief's End. That's right.
I should have placed a $50 bet on this because I was completely right about this.
Dude, that was a teaser trailer. Like, that is a teaser with a capital T, Bill.
If you go back and actually listen to our podcast, I was saying specifically, even if they just show 30 seconds, and just to show that that game exists and that's something coming out next year. Yeah. They needed to do that just to prove to people that that game is on track, because that game got such a nasty reputation right now.
I swear to God, they were working on that teaser a year ago.
I'm just saying they needed to do something.
Or, you know what, I honestly, looking at that, I'm like, is this some sort of, like, part of a cutscene that they rushed? Like, they're like, oh, let's render this, because there's not much to it visually. Though, having said that, it looked beautiful, and the whole thing was that it was entirely in-game, rendered on a PS4 in real time.
It's weird because it's Nathan Drake waking up in the middle of the night, and he's getting sandwich fixins out of his refrigerator, and he's making a big Dagwood, and then suddenly someone shoots the Dagwood, and then it says, "Sandwich time." Uncharted 5. Wait, which Uncharted is this?
It's number 4, Bill.
Okay, it's not Uncharted 4. No, so what's it called? Like a thief's
a thief's end.
That's a terrible
Nathan Drake comes out of retirement for one last mystery, one last adventure, and what will he sacrifice to save the ones he loves?
It is interesting from a plot perspective that, okay, so actually he wakes up in the middle of a creek, face down in a creek with magic water that makes your face even look a little more like Nathan Fillion.
He looks like Nolan North, dude.
No, if you go back and actually, some people have done comparison shots this afternoon where you can see he kind of looks like Nolan North, not Nolan North. Well, who were we talking about? Nathan Drake. He looks like Nathan Drake for the last 4 games. This one, he's got even like Nathan Fillion's hairline now. He's got that crooked bent nose. Like, it's one of those. Like, he looks as much like Nathan Fillion now as Ellie did as what's her face. This seems to be Naughty Dog's thing of like, well, we'll kind of just base characters blatantly off of celebrities. I think Sully's going to actually look like Bruce Campbell this time out.
Yeah, no, he's going to look like, what's the joke? He's going to make Helen Mirren. He's going to look like Helen Mirren. Man, Bill, the longer we do this podcast, the less interest I have in talking to you about anything I actually care about.
Why? Because I have opinions that tend to be sometimes right.
Annoying. Your opinions are annoying.
I am not wrong in saying Nathan Drake looks more like Nathan Fillion than he ever did before.
Hey, what did Nintendo say? I know nothing about anything that Nintendo said other than what I saw on my Twitter feed.
You know what? Speaking of this kind of shit, Bob Hoskins. That's what Mario started to look like now these days. It's really weird. Now they're getting more photorealistic with like the skin textures and shit like that. Yeah.
Literally all I know about Nintendo, I only learned from people shouting on my Twitter feed, so this will be interesting. I will now learn what Nintendo said.
Okay.
NFC figures for Smash Bros. And Mario Kart this fall.
Yeah, so it had been rumored for a long time that Nintendo was going to start doing the kind of Skylanders little figures with little computer chips and stuff.
Oh, that's what that means. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But the announcement was that these figures, they're not going to be compatible just with Smash Brothers, but also with Mario Kart. They're going to patch Mario Kart 8, so it actually takes advantage of these figures. And these figures, I guess this is the same way they work with Skylanders too, but you can actually write data back to the figures, so the data on the figures can change. And they say sometimes, like, the data that cross-pollinates from game to game on those figures can kind of have an impact in future games.
Oh, that sounds
kind of interesting. And actually, the figures themselves, little prototypes they have at E3 look really cute.
I was gonna say, at the end of the day, Bill, this means you're gonna get little Nintendo toys.
You know what? And one of the toys they show, because there's a couple of Animal Crossing villagers as characters in Smash Brothers. You know, they're showing Animal Crossing little toys, and I was like, man, if they had an Animal Crossing that was built around having these little toys, like the village, like if you could buy like real world versions of your little villagers and somehow maybe save the data. Maybe that's how you took your villagers over to someone else's town, is by taking the toys over. I mean, that's the opposite of practical. That is the stupidest way to do that. But that would be so. If you had like a little Animal Crossing play set, like a little house.
I just want to keep Lucky in my little pocket forever.
That's what I'm saying. You can keep Leanne Lucky. Oh man, and what if the characters who you had the NFC figures for, there was the characters you can guarantee don't just suddenly leave? Yeah. And that's justification. Oh fuck.
Yep.
Oh shit.
That'd be kind of insidious.
No, that's fucking. I mean, that's the whole point of this. But Nintendo finally going, oh, maybe we should do that too. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that was one of their big announcements.
Let's see. Nintendo also announced Yoshi's Woolly World looks awesome. Plus, Yoshi's Island egg throwing.
Yeah, this is coming out next year. It looks cute as balls. This kind of goes back to what I was kind of talking about, the idea of tearaway aesthetic being applied to Grim Fandango is this is a photorealistic thing where Yoshi and the whole world. You remember Kirby's? What was the Kirby game where everything looked like yarn? Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, something like
that.
They
came out a couple years ago. They're doing the same thing now. It's in HD and everything's made out of yarn again. It looks even better because it's like almost like photorealistic yarn, and like Yoshi himself, he's all crocheted, and like all of his powers are based on like unraveling other enemies and stuff. It looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you can like throw eggs and stuff like in the Yoshi Story game too, which is I don't think I've seen that outside of the Yoshi's Story game. I'm kind of Yoshi's Island game, I should say.
I'm excited for my little Sid because Sid loves Yoshi's Island. So I'm glad
yeah, Yoshi Yarn. Yeah, it's just, I see Sid in the comments freaking out about that, but it looks goddamn. Man, Nintendo's knocking out of the. Nintendo actually probably had the best conference out of all these guys in terms of just consistently great stuff, and also just by simple virtue of the fact that not only did they have a lot of the stuff, but all their stuff was super fun, cute, and colorful, and it was a great break from all the death and violence from all the other.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got to do something to try and right the sinking ship, and God bless them if they want to make more fun games. I'm down.
When you're jumping from people's heads getting cut off in the Assassin's Creed thing to Yoshi Yarn. And Yoshi being like, you know, it's pretty goddamn cute.
Yeah. Let's see what else they announced. Open World Zelda Wii U, a sequel to Wind Waker, perhaps?
Yeah, so this
2015.
This is the other big Mama Jumma announcement they made, which not a very specific announcement. They just had Eiji Aonuma, the guy who's in charge of the Zelda games for the last 15 years. He just showed literally just like 10 seconds of footage from the new Zelda game, and did mention that it will be a big open world game.
Yeah.
For the first time since like the original Nintendo Entertainment System Zelda, where you could go wherever you want. This is going to be a similar thing. But yeah, it's all cell shaded. It kind of does. I'm kind of wondering if this is not a sequel to Wind Waker, because Wind Waker was all cell shaded, and this kind of looks like an adult version of Link, kind of exploring the. And well, the idea of Wind Waker was Hyrule is flooded, and the game ends with Link and Zelda deciding to go off to find a new Hyrule on dry land that they, essentially rebuild the kingdom. And it would make sense that like maybe this is like their kid or something like that, or maybe another generation of Link that they're trying to civilize and tame this land, which makes sense if you're gonna have this big open world that no one's civilized before. Like it would be a justification for exploring all this stuff.
So basically, it's like post Noah fan fiction.
Yeah. Well, shut up. Not wrong though. If only Jennifer Connelly played Zelda in this game, good. Well, and the other thing too is I'm sure you didn't see anything about the Zelda footage or the screencast or anything like that.
I literally haven't seen any of this stuff. So.
Well, some people were kind of grumping about how the Link in this game looks super effeminate more than usual. And also grumping about the fact that Link is not dressed as Link. It's Link in a blue tunic and stuff, which actually kind of looks like Link's little blue pajamas that he's wearing at the beginning of Wind Waker. But, so Eiji Aonuma, the guy who's directing this game, in an interview today, supposedly told somebody that, oh, how do you know that is Link? And so people are actually going back and looking at it. It looks like that actually may be a female. And so people are like, oh, maybe you're actually playing as Zelda for the first time in a fucking Zelda game. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And people are talking about how effeminate her haircut is because she's got like a ponytail in the back. And then I noticed she's got the exact same haircut as Geralt from The Witcher. So if you just
does she have the same beard though? That's my question.
Yeah. But if you're just going by a horseback riding protagonist in an open world medieval setting, then they're both ladies.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Hey everybody, do you also know that there's going to be a Wii U Kirby Canvas Curse in Claymation, no less, in 2015?
Yeah, you remember that, right? Canvas Curse? That was the game that, when Steve Wolfhard came up to visit us a bazillion years ago, and he brought his DS, he had like a little Kirby game that you could draw on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
This is a sequel to that for the Wii U, except it's, everything's done up like Claymation. It looks really cute.
Oh, that's cute. Is it rendered to look like Claymation, or are they actually doing the Claymation thing and then importing it?
I think it's rendered.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the Donkey Kong Country thing where they're pre-rendering it. So.
Sure.
So, but it's not like live clay things and kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, consoles are enough that you can kind of get away with clay stuff, and it kind of looks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
realistic.
I was just curious because my point of reference is Super Nintendo had some fun, dopey clay games. Like there's Clay Fighters and
Well, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, that's not like
Playmates.
that.
Yeah, that was just my brain
I
went
don't
to.
like you played those games.
Yeah, I did, motherfucker.
Clay
I
Fighter.
actually stole Claymates from the Blockbuster because I played it so much.
What the hell is Claymates?
Claymates, it was the same. It was like a platformer, but it was all like clay critters.
Was it the same people as a Clay Fighter?
I presumed at the time, but who knows? I didn't know shit. It was before Wikipedia, my friend. I didn't know shit. In other news, Mario Maker 2015, Bill says evocatively.
Oh my god! So this got actually leaked a couple days before E3 because someone had taken a photo of Nintendo's booth as they were writing it, and one of the things they were hanging up was a sign for something called Mario Maker. And no one knew what it was except it looked like you were like moving Mario elements around on a screen. And it actually, yeah, it turns out to be, it's kind of like a little Big Planet style create your own stages, except instead of three-dimensional Little Big Planet pieces, you're using old two-dimensional Super Mario Brothers stuff.
That's
so you're
pretty
essentially
cool.
creating your own Super Mario Brothers games, which is a fucking genius idea. That's a perfect use of that touchscreen. They should have been like one of the goddamn launch games for the Wii.
Yeah, well.
And you can share, you'll be able to share your stages online, and it was very cute. The trailer for this actually showed like how you can make stages that are impossible to actually win. So you can kind of be a dick about this if you want to. Yeah, did you see anything about the Nintendo's whole press events about all the comedy skits and stuff they had during this?
Nope.
It was actually legitimately funny. They actually hired the Robot Chicken stuff, people to do a bunch of stuff for interstitial comedy skits. Which maybe Robot Chicken not the funniest guys in the world, but for Nintendo. Yes, it was. Nintendo has a history of trying to be funny in the past, and it's been terrible. And I love this lesson Nintendo has learned where if you want to be funny, go hire people who do it professionally and who are cheap and let them do it for you. I mean, they hired the Hey Ash, What You Playing guys to do some Donkey Kong Country stuff earlier this year. Mega 64 was doing all the Mecha Philly stuff recently. So yeah, Nintendo gets to look funny, and also good people who make great content get to line their pockets a little bit, which is kind of a nice development.
Nintendo also announced Splatoon, a team shooting game. Portal 2 meets Mario Sunshine's Water Gun, coming in 2015.
Yeah. So Splatoon is a very cartoony, slightly cel-shaded, four-player team co-op third-person shooting game where you're playing as a bunch of cartoony squid girls firing ink at each other. And the idea is the more you spray your ink all over this world, you can dive into that ink and swim through it, like along walls, along the floors and up walls and stuff like that, and actually sneak behind bad guys and then shoot them with the ink. You know, like, you're not killing anybody. It's essentially a squirt gun game.
Yeah.
But it's essentially like fluid that you can dive into as if like you take a flat surface, squirt it with ink, and suddenly becomes like a surface that you can dive into with your whole body as if it were like a 10-foot deep swimming pool or something like that. But then jump back out. And you win by actually trying to coat as much of the stage as possible with your ink before this time is over. It seems very cool. It's Nintendo's quirky take on like Team Fortress stuff, but instead of killing people, it's just about painting the world with your color ink stuff.
Yeah.
With very cute, and it's nice too because the characters, like I said, they're squid girls, but they're kind of cute and punky and colorful, but not in like a totally crazy, annoying kind of way. And that's one of the other things Nintendo talked about at this E3 with interviewers and stuff. They had mentioned that they're making a very specific choice in the near future to start focusing more on women, because they recognize that one of the things that they failed is one of the reasons why the Wii U hasn't been as popular as it has been, because they've completely ignored the female market that really loved the original Wii so much. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of stuff they come out in the next year or two that's supposed to be focused towards ladies, but I don't know.
3 words, Bill. Wario dating sim.
Who would you date in Wario World?
Luigi getting laid.
Characters I would date the lady with the monkey and the scooter. From a male perspective is all I'm talking about. If I had to date a dude... What's that?
Who?
I might date the dog who drives a taxi cab. He's cute. If I had to choose,
I want to date the dog from Duck Hunt, actually.
Oh, maybe, he's just retired.
Negging.
Yeah.
I like negging,
You like pegging?
She gets me every time.
What?
Negging.
Oh, negging.
My joke was that he would neg you.
Oh, neg. Well, he would neg you, and then you would peg him.
Why did I start this? You notice how my energy level has just gone down?
Yeah, no, dropping precipitously. I can't believe you don't care about this Nintendo stuff as much as I do.
Finally, here is a Nintendo thing I do kind of care about. Star Fox Wii U is in very early development. Used gamepad as a cockpit POV, along with a very cute giant robot kaiju Wii U game, and a game where you use security cameras plus laser turrets to protect a maze-like laboratory. All three developed by Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, so none of these are close to being done yet, but this is Nintendo totally pulling Shigeru Miyamoto out of a corner and saying, hey, we need to show people that we're making games in the future that'll actually use the gamepad in fun ways. Which, the other games that showed during E3 2 actually did use the gamepad in fun ways, but they just wanted to bolster the new image of like, yeah, we're doubling down on the gamepad. And, what better way to do that than to bring out, their head game designer and show him like, oh, look at these new fun things from my crazy game-making lab. And yeah, no, it was all really cute stuff.
I like the idea, like Shigeru Miyamoto tends to do games that come from his hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, I did gardening, so I came up with Pikmin and all that sort of stuff. I like the idea that he's been using security cameras and laser turrets.
He's been shooting people trying to break into Nintendo.
That's how he protects his garden, right? It totally makes sense.
Oh no, but that's kind of cool. And
hey everybody, did you know that we just talked about E3 and all the games that they talked about at E3 that you can't play until next year? We did! We did it, everybody!
The one last thing they actually announced today, too, before I didn't get a chance to add to the show notes, was they're going to have a brand new 3DS game from the people who made Fire Emblem Awakening. This is going to be this is another strategy battle game, except you are playing as a bunch of steampunk warriors who have been assembled by Abraham Lincoln to go fight aliens.
What?
It's called like Project Steam, and Steam calls for like steampunk territory, enemy attack, aliens, something machinery or something like that. But yeah, it's a brand new strategy series, and it's going to be exclusively for the 3DS in 2015. But yeah, no,
these shots are ridiculous.
They supposedly the art style is based off of Silver Age comic books.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, I can kind of see
Yeah, and so they said, like, from a creator, like, the characters are supposed to be, like, something from Silver Age comic books, but filtered through, like, 19th century steampunk stuff. But you're still fighting aliens, yeah. So that's...
I'm an asshole. It looks kind of generic.
Well, that's kind of like some things Nintendo does.
Mm-hmm.
Depending who's working on it.
Anyway, so yeah.
You know what? It doesn't involve. You're probably not shooting people's heads off. You're probably just shooting alien stuff. It could be worse.
I gotta tell you, that was part of the thing. Like watching the little bit of E3 that I watched, dude, there have been way too many shootings in the United States over the past year for me to have much patience for anything with a goddamn gun in it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I say that as someone who was really excited about Uncharted and Grim Fandango, but at least in Grim Fandango you sprout people. In Dragon Age Inquisition, you only fire crossbows, maybe, or like bows and arrows. And Uncharted is just neither Drake, so I don't care.
What do you want from Uncharted 4 in terms of characters and stuff? Do you care? Do you even care? You just want to see what the game's like. You're not worried about like what a thief's end actually means or anything.
No.
Okay. Would you be upset if like Chloe and Elena don't show up?
Yes.
It's a whole new set of characters.
I'm okay with a whole new set of characters. Well,
supporting characters, I should say. Like, they'll still have Jake and what's the main character's name? Larry.
Hubert.
Humphrey.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say this. I'm a little concerned because the press release talks about how will Nathan sacrifice everything to save those he loves, and I really am not interested in Elena being damsel. I really hope they don't do that.
Oh, I don't think the suggestion is that. I think they're trying to insinuate Nathan's not going to make it out of this game alive.
Well, who is the person he loves that he would sacrifice everything to save?
Jake. Wait, no. I'm thinking of Jake and the Fat Man. Sully!
Sully. Well, Sully.
No,
the
Sully
whole point
is
of the
the
last game was Sully being.
I don't think Elena, especially like the only other voice you hear in that teaser is Sully. And it's him and Sully talking about you ready for one more go. Like, I think Sully's the more important relationship in those games than Elena.
Oh, absolutely. You asked me.
Okay, no, I'm not criticizing.
I'm telling you. No. I'm just saying my only opinion about Uncharted is I don't want a damseling of Elena or Chloe. That is all I'm saying. That is other than that, I just want more Uncharted. That's all I care about.
No, ideally, seriously, if I again, If they put me in charge of Star Wars, I would say, hey, Neil Druckmann, what you do is you kill off Nathan Drake and you have Chloe take over the series.
Well, if they put you in charge of Star Wars, they'll go, why are Nathan Drake and Chloe involved?
And it says, well, Bill, this Star Wars shit got to your head if you think you can suddenly show up at Naughty Dog and tell them what to do about their
Hey, everybody! This was the Boy Howdy Podcast. I'm going on vacation. I'll see y'all in a week and a half. We are howdy at boyhowdypodcast.com, at boyhowdypodcast on the Twitter. You can holla at us. Bill will be back eventually with someone who's not me to talk about some other crap.
Yeah, I gotta figure out a co-host for the next 2 weeks or something like that, or maybe I'll take a 2 break, or I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure out stuff.
If you've always wanted to be on Boy Howdy, know that we always have listeners on. We are incapable of saying no, so now's your chance to ask Bill that you want to be on the podcast.
I can just have everyone, Conley, Hannah, everyone just show up, and we'll have just a big clusterfuck Google Hangout.
Just show up at Bill's house.
We gotta talk about Rick Mayall dying. We gotta talk about what other Korra Book 3 trailer.
Nope. No, we don't. Because I'm out.
The Pacific Rim sequel.
I'm going on vacation. Guys, I'll see you later.
Oh no. Oh my god. Honky lips. So what are you doing for the rest of the evening? What's your special?
Packing. I was hoping you'd be packing 30 minutes ago. I'm gonna go.
How much what the fuck? Why are you just going up to Canada?
I'm gonna be on vacation for a week.
Over a week. Underwear up there.
I have to get fancy ass clothes. I have to get clothes I can hike in. I gotta clean my house so Brennan and Chase don't walk into a smoking crater.
Are they gonna be living there for the whole week, or are they just kind of stopping in?
I got shit to do, my friend. And Bill, you don't talk about people and the duration they will be at your home.
What's your address again?
Podcast on the internet. Let me get my social security number. It's 555-55-555.
555.
Friends, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast. Bill, thank you so much for compiling all this information. I will send you an MP3 shortly.
Okay. I love you, Annie. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, bye, Bill.
Okay. Meanwhile, Bill loves everyone and will stay here forever because he has literally nothing better to do. In fact, if I had my druthers, I would just fire up the Giant Bomb live feed and we would just comment over that. Hannah Groff says, I'll haul ass to Portland and we can talk Saints Row nonsense. Yeah, I guess wouldn't it be inevitable that they're going to announce another Saints Row for the next gen consoles? It's kind of, they just came out with Saints Row, was it last summer that one came out? So I guess it's a little early for a new one, but I'd be kind of surprised if they don't announce a new Saints Row sometime next year, if not at E3. Man, but yeah, no, next E3, if this was the E3 of everything getting kicked off to 2015, next year is going to be nothing but everyone talking about their Star Wars games. Although, is it E3 or EA just has the Star Wars license? So maybe it's just going to be EA's conference. It's going to be nothing but Star Wars games. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, now, Christ, we have more viewers now than we did when we were actually recording. Everyone's just rolling in. I have nothing to talk about unless you want to look at my Ghostbusters Lego. Oh my God. I just finished this last night. I want to complete my Back to the Future Lego set so I can actually give Marty and Doc Ghostbusters backpacks and maybe make out with them or something. I don't know. I should probably go edit this podcast, get it uploaded, and so it's relatively timely before E3 is actually over. What does E3 actually end on Friday? Is that even? I always thought E3 ended on a Thursday, but no. Thank you guys. Seriously, thank you to everybody who tuned in to watch us. Everybody who commented, everybody who just watched silently, everyone who tuned in and then walked away to do something else and forgot to shut off the live stream. Even that attention is appreciated. Okay, I guess I'll shut off. Man, I don't want to shut off the feed while people are watching. I feel like I'm ignoring people. Now people are walking away. Okay, yeah. Everyone's just waiting for Bill to bore them to death before they tune out, which... If you've listened to the podcast before, you know how I end these episodes. I will keep talking and talking and talking until you all go away. Also, this is the other thing. I'm one of those people who loves to look in a mirror and make funny faces. And so I'm just looking at my video feed right now, so I could easily just do this all night, just like... So... I am easily amused. Okay. I love you guys, and yeah, I'll try to figure out stuff this week about. Was it today? Today's Wednesday? I need to record again next episode on Sunday. Yeah, I'll figure out what I'm doing in terms of co-hosts and stuff. I don't know if everyone has access. It would be easy for everyone to do Google Hangouts, but I'd be fine doing a big like Google Hangout clusterfuck with everybody, where we all have live video feeds and just turn into a giant group chat. That would actually be kind of fun. But maybe I'll send out an email this weekend. I know Grumpy Turtle expressed interest in doing co-hosting, so did I Hate DRM, and so I'll talk to those guys, and I don't know, we'll figure out something. Be nice to have Conley on again on the podcast. Actual Motley, she's always fun. I don't know, we'll figure out stuff. Feeding Frenzy, you're awesome too, whoever you are. Now we're down to 2 viewers, so I only have to feel bad about, now we're back up to 3 viewers. Now I only have to shut off the feed while we're actually being watched by 3 people, which is better than 5 or 6 or however many people we had, but okay. I hit the stop button. I have to brace myself because I don't feel like a jerk tuning people out because I love you guys. Okay. Okay, 1 viewer. Okay. Go. Make this easy on me. I feel like I'm sacrificing myself at the end of the movie, and I'm trying to convince everyone to go before I set off the bomb and blow up the underground bunker. No, we got people coming back to watch us now. Fuck. Okay. I'm going to shut this off. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.